Hey, this is Corey Peterson with Kahuna Investments. I'm here with my good friend Rebecca Hidalgo. Rebecca does a lot of work for me in that she is my #1 short sale negotiator. So I'm sitting with her today.
Hi there, how are you? Rebecca Hidalgo, designated broker of Integrity All-Stars.
And I just want to, we're going to actually talk about some of the questions that she receives, probably the top 3 questions that she received as a short sale negotiator. So
okay.
I'm just going to open it up to you, Rebecca, and what do you think the top 3 reasons or top 3 questions people have going through that short sale process?
Well, they're all over the place, and it really has to do with the particular situation for the person. Probably the #1 I get is, do I have to be late on my mortgage? Probably #2 is, when can I buy a house again? Right. And then #3, tied with #4, is what happens to me with the deficiency, what happens to me with the taxes. Because when you do a short sale or a foreclosure, there could be impact both with deficiency judgments and taxes, and it's a big confusing mess for most.
I think taxes is the one I get a lot of. Do you have one? Can we go into that just a little deeper? Do you want to start with #1?
First. Oh, well, why don't we start off with #1?
Okay.
#1 question is whether they have to be late on their mortgage. And that really, that attitude's changed a lot from most of the lenders the last couple of years. A couple of years ago, they would point blank tell our clients on the phone, hey, if you're not 3-4 months late, we're not even going to talk to you. Today, we're actually finding a lot of lenders are very friendly to short sales. They know they're going to lose much more money in a foreclosure, so they actually will let people not only short sell if they're current, but with FHA guidelines today, that means as soon as you close on a short sale, if you're current on your mortgage and everything else, you can buy tomorrow.
Wow, that's actually pretty amazing. I don't think a lot of people realize that. So, good information that you can have out there. Let's talk about #2.
#2 was, when can I buy again? And again, that kind of goes back to #1. Were you late on your mortgage or were you not late on your mortgage? If you're late on your mortgage, you're going to be looking at minimum 2 to 3 years for most guidelines, with substantial amounts down unless you do the FHA in 3 years, which is their current guideline. If you have mortgage lates associated with either foreclosure or short sale, you're going to have to wait 3 years. You can do some right now, saying conventional with 10% down, you can do after 2 years. But if you go to foreclosure, some guidelines say up to 5 years.
So basically what you're telling me is, if you're making your payments current, you have a really good chance of getting right back into a home.
Right away.
But now if you're late and you've missed some payments, then you're looking at maybe a 2 or 3 outlay to reestablish and kind of get back to that point of ownership, right?
True, and then it's 3 to 5 years if you're doing a foreclosure.
Okay.
So definitely still short sales better than a foreclosure for most people.
And I think a lot of people get confused with that, thinking that it's the same. But in my experience, and probably yours, it's really not. It's really totally different.
Correct.
And it's actually a lot more evil as far as it takes a lot more process and things to correct.
Correct. Now, I will give you the disclaimer on question #3, tied with #4. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. I don't pretend to be. I'm a real estate broker. So I always tell my clients, please, and on my website I have a lot of resources of who you can consult with to answer #3 for you.
Let's plug your website real quick.
Website's www.integrityallstars.com. Go to the resource tab, and there's a list of attorneys that we certainly refer our clients to, and a ton of information. But basically, everybody's situation is different. In Arizona, we are one of the few states that have anti-deficiency laws that protect our clients. In the case of a short sale for foreclosure, depending on the kind of loan it is. And everybody's situation is different. In 05, a lot of people took out HELOCs, lines of credit, took out cash, paid off their bills. Their situations are going to be a little bit more complicated than the cut and dry, I bought a house and now I have to sell it. And they never changed the type of loan it was. It was what we call purchase money or non-recourse loans. And as far as taxes are concerned, thanks to Bush, love Bush for this one, the Mortgage Forgiveness Act of 2007 right now is going through 2012, and it'll probably expire before we even know it. And that does give people the forgiveness of what's called phantom income. When you do a short sale or a foreclosure, you're going to have what's called a 1099 sent to you, either A or C, and that will be for a certain amount of the loss the bank reports to the IRS. If this is your primary residence or used as a primary residence, and you purchased during the years that it qualifies for, I have a link on my website, you would not be responsible for that phantom income.
Right.
Prior to 2007, somebody did a short sale. They had to pay taxes on what the money was the bank lost.
Right.
So it's definitely a great time to do a short sale over doing a foreclosure. And those are my top questions that I see.
Thank you so much for that. I think the gist of what people are looking out there, looking for answers and solutions to their problems. So One of the things that I do as an investor is I help stop the short sale process because I actually make a cash offer on your property. So if you are someone that's in this type of situation and you have questions, please click on the link below, and you can go to one of my websites where we'll try to answer your questions and move you through the process and see if there's a way that we can help. So thanks again for coming, and click on the link below.